Hello, guys. Welcome back. Today we're joined with Adnan. Adnan, welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to do the predictions for the World Cup. This huge competition has come back again. So we're going to do the usual predictions, who's going to win and all. But first, let's start with which team are you supporting, Adnan, for the World Cup?
For the World Cup, and for me, I'm supporting Portugal, and I think it's hard for them to win. But I'm a Ronaldo fan, so I really want Portugal to win, but they are not my. I want Ronaldo to win it, but I'm leaning towards a Brazil win. But I'm supporting Portugal for the World Cup.
Okay. Before we go to who's going to win it for you, we're going to have a longer discussion on that. Who do you think will be the dark horse in this competition? The team that will surprise everyone in the competition.
And I think this one is an easy one because everyone is talking about it. I don't think it will be a dark horse because everyone is saying Denmark will be the dark horse. But although Spain is a big team, and I think people will be surprised with how good they play and how good they perform. I think many people are underrating them. So I'm actually going with Denmark, but also Spain. Although they are a big team, they are World Cup winners, but so many people are saying Spain cannot win because they have a really weak squad, I think, compared to other teams. But I think Spain's football is very good. And with Luis Enrique, I think they will perform really well and reach further.
Yeah, I think Spain is a good team, but for me personally, I feel they're just still raw. Yani, like they're too young. They will have
Uh,
best World Cup, maybe the next one after 4 years, which the team will be unstoppable. You look at Pedri, Gavi, Ferran Torres. There's so much potential in the Spain's team. Uh, for me, maybe next World Cup, but the team I'm thinking about is Serbia. Serbia has a fantastic striking partnership. They have Mitrovic, they have Vlahovic in front. I think they'll cause a huge threat. I don't know. It's, it's something maybe they'll surprise me many. We can
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think also. I think also Sabio will do well, but I don't think they will perform that well because the other teams are too strong for them.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can continue. Who do you think will be the best player in this World Cup?
And I think, although I'm a Ronaldo fan, and I don't think Ronaldo will be the best player, but many people say that Messi because of his last World Cup and he has the perfect team with him, the team that is willing to die for him. I think Messi, but it's a hard one. But for me, I will go with Neymar. I think Neymar will have an incredible the Brazil World Cup, and I think the way the players that is surrounded with Gabriel Jesus and Vinicius, Anthony, Rafinha, those players will make him a great player, and it will give him a lot of freedom because the way Gabriel Jesus plays, he plays around the team, and he helps other players around him. It's like Firmino, he helps the other players around him play really well. So I'm going for Neymar, but I think Messi also will have a really good tournament.
Yeah, I really think too. I think after they won their recent uh, trophy, uh, Argentina will be a force to be reckoned with. Let's continue. Who do you think will be the top scorer at this World Cup? Last
The
year,
top,
before we continue,
yeah,
the last World Cup, it was Hurricane. Oh, who do you think will be this time?
yeah. This one is really hard to because you don't. I think if you have the easiest group stage, that's the time you can have and that's the time you can score a lot of goals. You can take advantage for that group because in the knockouts it's hard to score many goals. But I'll go with Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo will take the top scorer for this tournament. I think for his last tournament, his players as I is and he's He's a striker, so I think he will score many goals. And with his form recently, I think many people are doubting him. Many people are saying Ronaldo is finished. I think this is his last World Cup. So I think he has so many things to prove people wrong. So I will go with Ronaldo. He will score many goals.
Okay, for me, I think it will go to Benzema if he's fit. But we all know about the group stage cast. But if Benzema is fit, he will be phenomenal for France. He didn't play for France in the last World Cup. But let's see. Let's continue. Who will be the best youngster in the World Cup? There are so many youngsters. From Spain, there is Gavi, and Pedri. England, they have Saka, Foden, Mount. Um, France, they have Mbappe. There are so many. Who do you think will be this year's youngster of the tournament?
Yeah, I think youngster of the tournament it will be if France are not out early doors. I don't think France will perform that well. We all know the cast for the World Cup cast, but for me, I will go with Pedri again because Pedri always performs in Spain national colors. He plays really well. I was very impressed with him in the Euros. The way he played for Spain, the Euros was world class. I think he's the main player in the Spanish squad. And so I will go with Pedri. Pedri, I think, will be the biggest and the most talented player in that tournament.
Yeah, he showed his true self at the Euros. He was phenomenal. Let's continue. Who do you think?
Who do you think will be the young player of this tournament?
It's hard. Genuinely, it'll be hard because it just depends on each team how they will perform, and it's just my opinion. If by any chance, any big team that will qualify for the quarters, semifinals, I'm sure they'll have a super youngster performing there. But I really think, I think Saka. I think
Uh,
because you know what? After an upset for him from the Euros, he stood out for not only him, Rashford and Sancho as well. Saka has been fantastic for England, even through the friendlies, especially if he plays in the right position. I don't know, but we don't know how England will progress. That's the hard part for me. Let's continue. Who do you think
yeah,
will win the World Cup?
yeah. For me, I'm supporting Portugal, but I think this World Cup is written all of it. It's between Brazil and Argentina, and the way my Messi fans and every Argentinians are looking, I think they are like this is their final push for Messi. They are very excited for it. They have a very talented team around him with Martinez, Romero, and every other player is willing to die for them to win this World Cup. I think they deserve it. But also Brazil, I think Brazil is the other team that is looking very dangerous, and every player is very focused on winning that World Cup. So I'm going with a Brazil win, but I actually think that's the final: Argentina versus Brazil, and Brazil wins.
It will be a super final. I would imagine how I don't think everyone will be surprised because Brazil they also had a mini recent final together in their last competition as well. So I think it will be huge. It will be really huge.
Yeah,
For me, I think I'll go for Argentina. It's hard,
yeah,
but I think their squad depth, it's crazy. They have been
yeah,
having injuries, but it's something they have a first 11 that's really strong with Lisandro Martinez at the back, uh, Rodrigo de Paula in midfield. It's it's a strong team. Okay, let's talk about France. France, can they overcome the odds of not getting out at the group stage? It has been a curse going on for the past 5 years, I guess. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, for France, I think the getting or the group stage it would be for them to be dropped in the group stage would be a very hard one. But I don't think they will do that well in the tournament. They will go maybe quarters, 16 round there, and I don't think they will go and win back to back World Cups. But it's a really hard one because last time we saw Germany how they did. So I think they'll get out of the group stage clearly, and they will go to the 16th round, and maybe they will get knocked out there. But it will be a hard one. And for me, there's a team that everyone is forgetting about is Germany. I think Germany have a really talented team. And for when we were mentioning about young player of the tournament, we did not talk about Musiala. I think the way he's playing for for Bayern Munich, and I don't think that. I think this will be his time to shine. I think it will be between Pedri and Musiala for the tournament. So we'll see who does better. And also there's also Bellingham who is performing really well in the and Dortmund colors. So it will be a really good tournament. I think I'm very excited to see. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, especially for Musiala, Rus isn't in the tournament. So I think it will be his time to shine, maybe take on a huge step, maybe to be recognized well now in the biggest stage of them all. I think it
Yeah.
will be amazing. By the way, we haven't talked about Germany. Germany have a fantastic coach in Hansi Flick. They might go underrated, but it won't be a surprise where they'll finish off if it's going to be the quarterfinals or even semis. I'm sure they'll pose a huge threat for them. Let's before we finish off, we can also talk about big misses in the World Cup. We have from England, we have Reece James, but the huge miss I think that will affect the team is Mane. Mane came off second, which for me it was a surprise. I never thought Mane would have come second at the Ballon d'Ors. He misses the World Cup with an injury, and Senegal have been fantastic. They won the AFCON competition. What do you think?
Yeah, it's really simple. I think that because Senegal will be and Senegal will be the biggest country now. For Africa, I think every African is looking towards and saying that they will go very far. But without Mane now, everything goes downhill because Mane is the key player for Senegal. I think he's the one that connects everything. And for him to miss the World Cup, I think this is also I think he's 30 or 31. For him to miss his last World Cup, it will be really hard for him. I think it hit him deep, but I think he's there. He will support his team and Senegal. Maybe they will do well, maybe they will not. But I think they will be the biggest African team to perform. So I think for personally, I think Senegal will go like 16 round quarterfinal. So they will go far, but without Man, I don't think they will go that far. But if Manu was fit, if Manu was fit, I was actually rooting for them to go very far, to go for the semis or finals. But he's not there, so maybe not that well. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, and I think to miss him, I think I've said the last question is how many times, but let's talk about England. England have an amazing squad. They have they reached the Euros final. What do you think about in England before we finish off?
Yeah, England have an amazing squad, and they're playing. I think they have an amazing relationship. I think they are the team that have a lot of chemistry between them. I think when the England are playing, they play really good football, and people are now they go from overrated to underrated quickly because every person was saying England, England, England for the last two World Cups, and now it's like England will not go very far. And even every English person is saying, and every England fan is saying that England will not go very far. But I think England will go at least quarterfinals with the team they have. But the problem will be their defense. I think their defense is too weak. I don't think Maguire and Eric Dyer will do that well in the defense against such top class talents against them. If they face France, if they face Portugal, Argentina, they can't cope with that defense.
Yeah, I really think England have the main issue for me is I think the coach. I don't know if he has overstayed his welcome. I don't know because the way he sets up England, it's as if they just want to defend. I would prefer if England has an amazing front line. You have the likes of Kane, Mount, Saka, Callum Wilson, even from Newcastle, has come in. Madison.
Really,
Yeah, they should really set up to attack teams and finish them off. And their midfield isn't even a joke as well. They have Rice, Calvin Phillips, and Bellingham as well.
Bellingham. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel it's I feel it's the coach, but maybe they'll surprise everyone. It's just my opinion. Um, that's our World Cup prediction. Comment down below your prediction on who's going to win the World Cup. Like, share, and subscribe for more. I was your host, Fahmy. That's Adnan, and see you next time.